Hey, welcome back. Yes, that is Miami Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel in Philadelphia Eagles gear. The power, the terrifying power of AI. But why? Why is Mike McDaniel in that Eagles gear? Because the rumor is heating up. If we scroll down just a little bit here, the rumor is heating up. Dolphins ownership reportedly losing patience with head coach Mike McDaniel, and the end of his tenure in Miami could be soon. League sources say so. When you get a rumor like that, and you've got the situation we've got in Philadelphia with our offensive coordinator, you are going to get rumors because let's face it, Mike McDaniel got the head coaching job because of his offensive ability as a play caller. He is a dynamic play caller in the NFL, something the Philadelphia Eagles could use. So, of course, a lot of people say, hey, wait a minute, the Miami Dolphins, they're going to move on from their head coach. We sure could use an offensive coordinator. Maybe this is a good idea. Now, I got to say, having being someone who's never been in that part of the game involved at this level in a coaching staff. I mean, I know veteran quarterbacks can do it like Joe Flacco right now, obviously switching teams, who was just traded, and they can jump into an offensive system and get going. I think that's how Baker Mayfield started his comeback, right? Went to the Rams, jumped into that situation, performed well, and has been lighting it up in Tampa. I don't know how much they can do with a completely different offensive coordinator. They obviously would probably have to go through the plays that the Eagles have and the bases and start picking and choosing and figuring things out. But it is really interesting, and I get it. Let me step back. All right, we all understand as Philly fans that we can be a little short on patience. That being said, as we're seeing with the Philadelphia Phillies right now, windows for championships close quickly. This is a loaded offensive Philadelphia Eagles team, and we cannot sit here and waste a season with a guy who has no experience with play calling. And then I don't know if you've noticed, and this is a short one, I've seen much longer ones. He doesn't exactly give you answers to questions that make you feel any better. On the run pass bounce, we got into a game with a menu of what we want to do. I think this game presented something a little different. I think we called 6 RPOs that ended up being thrown, so that impacts the stats. I think each game it depends on certain things. Yeah, that is not good enough. That is not good enough. And we had situations like this where we get into tendencies. Eagles' percentage of dropbacks with all five in the route in 2024, they were 15th at 73%. In 2025, they are dead last at 58%. They leave Saquon and Goddard in the block on 3rd and 8, which means they are sending out 3 receivers against 7 in this situation. How exactly are you setting the team up for success when you do this? There is no place to throw the football. No place at all for Jalen Hurts to go with that football. Now, I guess I should say, hey, at least they didn't just give up and run the ball on 3rd and long, which has sort of been what Kevin's MO a lot this season as well. And then we have this. This is terrifying as well for those of you that may not have heard this. Or let me hold on, back up. I want to make sure I get this right. Saquon Barkley on this play. To be honest, we kind of drew that one up. Jalen saw something and asked me if I wanted to run it. I said, yeah. Jalen called it and he made it work. And that, of course, is this touchdown, which was not in the playbook, which was not called by Kevin Patullo. And it was, of course, the most successful offensive play for the team. Well, that's not fair. They had a couple others called back by penalties. Dotson had one. I think he got 2 feet in, but even if he didn't, he should have gotten that third foot in anyway as well. So, and here's a couple of quick things as well, because a lot of people now are talking about how Jalen Hurts struggles against zone coverage and he holds on to the ball too long and he can't find his open receivers. And again, I go back. If I have one a big thing to say with you, I do think at times he does hold the ball looking for a play a little too long. But that is not this is not strictly, oh, Jalen Hurts can't throw against zone. His EPA per play ranks in 2022. He was 8th in the league, top 10. In 2023, he was 18th. Different coordinator. In 2024, 7th. Different coordinator. In 2025, he is now 24th. Oh, and that, by the way, that's EPA per play rank against zone coverage with 2.5 seconds or more to throw the football. Obviously, 2025 has been bad compared to previous seasons. Not that 2023 was great, but again, is it a coincidence that the worst ones by far were Brian Johnson and Kevin Patullo years? The other 2 years, Jalen Hurts was top 10, top eight, to be fair. And then we look at the lack of a run game. The one successful run was Barkley to the outside. We know the Eagles have been a great outside running team. Never ran again. Never ran to the outside again. They're up 17-3 in the fourth quarter. Barkley doesn't get the ball. I think maybe once. He had 6 carries all game. You're up 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you don't run the football. And a lot of people say, well, maybe he had already been hurt at that point. Okay, well, we have other running backs. We have Jalen Hurts. How about even Jalen Hurts on some run options? And you can even leave Barkley in there if he's in there healthy enough to at least be in there. It could just be Hurts that makes the decision to run the football, but you've got to do something different than the Eagles have been doing. And I want to finish this up with Dan Orlovsky because I think this is really important too. That kind of nails everything that we've been talking about.
Dan, why was that Eagles offense so stagnant yesterday?
Stagnant, that's a word to describe it. It's the most predictable offense in the NFL right now, one of them. I mean, if the Eagles are in the shotgun on first and second down, they're throwing the ball. They don't ever play under center anymore, and if they do, it's a guaranteed run, it feels like. And then what happens is early downs are killing this offense. They're not good on early downs right now, which is something they dominated in last year. So on early downs, they're behind the chains, and then they get into obvious second and or third downs, passing situations, and they're not built to handle all those different disguises and pressures. And they're still predictable with their routes. I mean, these are the third downs in the second half yesterday. A.J. Brown runs a slant in. They get to 3rd and 15, and then Benito runs a stunt. They get to 3rd and 13, and here's an all-out bluff pressure that is simulated with 7 guys in coverage. That's not how this offense is built to play. It's still wildly too predictable, and if they get into obvious passing situations and you play zone behind it, advantage defense.
Dan,
And I want to close with one great point that he makes. Besides the predictability of the offense, as you see, gun almost 80% pass, under center almost 85% run. This team, when people like to look at Jalen Hurts or something, this team was great on early downs and getting ahead of the sticks last year, and now they're terrible. They still have DeVonta Smith, still have A.J. Brown, still have Saquon Barkley, still have Jalen Hurts, and I know the offensive line isn't playing as well as it did, but that it's still have Dallas Goedert, but that's still a lot of talent on offense. There's no way a team that was very good at something like this last year should be this bad at it this year. What is the difference? It is the play caller. We cannot waste prime Jalen Hurts years, prime Barkley years, prime AJ Brown years, prime DeVonta Smith years. We cannot waste this on a guy who is completely unproven as a play caller. It is absolutely absurd. Either dramatic changes have to be made with input from others into completely changing everything Kevin does, or Kevin has to go and go quickly. Because again, this window is going to close fast as well. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hey, of course, would you like to see them make the switch and bring in Mike McDaniel if the Dolphins were to fire him? Let me know in the comments below. Appreciate you checking out this video. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I think we're now picked up some subscribers yesterday, so thank all of you. I think we're less than 60 from 500, which would be halfway to my goal of 1,000. So do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe, comment below your thoughts on the offensive coordinator situation with the Eagles. I will talk to you in another video.